Okay, we are recording. All right, so lately, first I want to shout out Jackie because Jackie hit her VIP 800 and 1600 this past week and earned herself a lot of cash bonuses and some credits, and now she's on her way to her Maui gym. So way to go, Jackie, even though she isn't on here. Okay, so a lot of you have been messaging me things, and I don't want you guys to feel like I'm calling anyone out. I'm trying to offer solutions to some of the questions and, just troubleshooting with y'all because I'm new at this too. I messaged a lot of 200K and millionaire leaders before this Zoom, so I could get their advice on what to share with you guys and some of the things that they do with their teams and so on and so forth, so I could give you guys a well-rounded perspective. So I want to start by saying a lot of you have messaged me and said things like, I think everybody's thriving. I think that I don't know who else to talk to. I don't know who else to reach out to. Things along those lines. And so I got to thinking about that. And I know that not everybody comes into this with a social media following. So one of the things that we have to figure out how to do as a team is when we don't have a social media following that is huge to pull from, how do we still keep attracting new people? So I'm going to go through and give you guys some IPAs, and what IPA stands for, if you don't know, is income producing activities. So these are things that I do daily and weekly to build my business. So I'm essentially going to tell you a bunch of the things that I do that are working for me, and I'm still signing new people daily. So I want you guys to get ready to write this stuff down because there's a lot of them. It's going to seem a little bit overwhelming, and I'm not telling you that you have to do them all at once or all day, every day, but I want to give you a plethora of things to pull from. That way, when you feel stuck, you always have somewhere to go. So first and foremost, I want to say, if you are putting in the work and you treat this business like a business, it's going to pay you like a business. If you treat this business like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. And there's nothing wrong with either. If this is just something you're doing for maybe a little extra grocery money, maybe you just like helping people and you'll help who you can help and not worry about the rest, that is fine. That is, I will meet you where you're at and I will do whatever you guys want to do. But if you're wanting more, if you're wanting 4K, 12K, 40K, so on and so forth, there's more work involved the higher you climb. It doesn't get easier because you get higher up. It actually is more work, which is fine, and it's amazing, and it's so worth it. You just have to decide where it is that you want to be and what you are okay with in all of this. So, I think it's a good strategy for you guys to set goals and be honest with yourself about the work that you are doing. You got to do the do to get the get. I know you guys have probably heard that before. I think Mike Page said it and Jamie Lindbergh says it all the time. But if you're wanting, 200K, you can't work like a 4K and get to 200K. Does that make sense? So, and I'm not saying that getting to 4K ain't hard work, because it was hard work for all of us to get there. So, but it just keeps growing, and keeping those customers is important. Okay, so the thing that I'm going to tell you that is the most important through all of this is, and you guys have heard me say it before, and you're going to be like, Jasmine, you are a broken record, but telling your story 500 different ways every single day. You have to find a new way to relate to people and what your story is every single day. You have to pull at somebody's emotion. And when I said, I may have told my story yesterday, but that may have not hit the person who needed to hear it. I may have not said it right for that person. So if I come up with another analogy to tell my story tomorrow, maybe that's the one that's finally going to hit with them. You know, maybe that's the one that's going to sit with them. And they're going to message me and be like, you know what you said today, I feel all of that. So I want to show you guys that this isn't hard. It's actually pretty easy. Like, I don't know if you guys ever look at my social media posts, but the other day I made a whole social media post about the fact that I tucked my shirt in. Did y'all see it? And if you didn't see it, it's okay. But I'm just saying, like, dude, like, I tucked my freaking shirt in. Like, I mean, that is like the most mundane thing. But did you see the comments and the likes that post got? And all I did was make a post about the fact that I tucked in my shirt. So it doesn't have to be something that is rocket science. It could be something as stupid or as simple as tucking in your shirt. But it made you stop and go, man, I can't remember the last time I did that. And then if you think that, then somebody else is going to relate to that. Because at some point, somebody else out there is not tucking in their shirt and they're hiding their gut because they're embarrassed. So somebody else is going to feel that and be like, dude, I do the same thing. What did you do? So I want you guys to know how simple it can be. Like, don't overthink it. Don't rewrite it 7,000 times. You know, just write a post about tucking in your shirt. Like, you know, like, I mean, whatever that means to you. It doesn't have, I mean, it can be so simple. Just don't overthink it. I mean, people are going to relate to your simple thoughts such as that. So first and foremost, I want you guys to keep thinking of ways to continuously tell your story, to make it change all the time so you can catch that next person that you're trying to relate to. So, okay, so I'm going to go through real quick some of the things that I do every single day that are IPAs, income producing activities. And these are how I get customers every single day. So I'm going to go through quick. And so first out, the reach outs and follow-ups. I know some people will tell you never to reach out. Don't reach out. You know, that's annoying. When I say reach out, I don't mean like someone that you haven't talked to since high school and being like, hey girl, you're so pretty, you want to join my team? Like, no, that's not what I'm talking about when I tell you to reach out to somebody. What I am talking about when I tell you to reach out to somebody is, hey Jeremy, how have the kids been? I haven't talked to you in forever. How are you doing? You may not talk about Thrive with them that interaction. Okay, you may not even mention it, that interaction. But by the third time you message Jeremy throughout the next week or so, you'll be like, you know, I saw that post that you made the other day about how tired you were. And trust me, I know how boys can be. Have you heard of Thrive? And that is so much less like sleazy because you actually are genuinely caring about his life. You have mentioned his kids. It shows that you care, that you've took the time to know what is going on in his life. You're keeping up with his posts. You're commenting on his posts. You're doing all the things that makes you feel like a friend and not a sleazy car salesman. So when I say reach out to people, I don't mean like cold message, annoying things that you get with someone that you haven't talked to in years. That's not what I mean and that's not what anybody means when they say reach outs. So first, I want you to know by reach outs, it may take 2 or 3 times to get there before you pop the question. Okay, and by pop the question, I mean mention Thrive. All right, so that just goes in with the building relationships, reaching out to your current happy customers and asking them if they've thought about promoting. So if you have a customer that is loving their experience and just having like, just Thrive is changing their lives, reach out and be like, you know, I know that you are loving Thrive as much as I love it. Have you ever thought about promoting? It's super simple. You don't have to pay anything extra. There's no fees. There's no minimum. You just do what you can do when you can do it. So make them feel like they can do it because there's no requirements. You know, a lot of people won't do it because they feel like they can't. But if you go and you tell them how easy this is, because you don't have to meet a minimum quota. This is all your goals. How hard or how easy this is whatever you set it to be. So if Jeremy wants that auto bonus, and I keep using Jeremy because he's like right beside my head. I know y'all can't see my screen, but if Jeremy wants that auto bonus, then Jeremy's going to work a little harder than someone that just wants to thrive for free. You know, so it is what you make it, and it's all personalized to your goals. So let people know how easy it is to do what you're doing, how it doesn't cost anything extra, how they don't have to meet any minimums. You're not going to be on them every single day being like, what'd you do today? Did you make a sale? No, nobody's doing that. You guys are your own bosses. Like the only time, like I'll reach out to you guys and say, hey, do you need my help today? You know, but when it comes down to it, like I'm not your boss. Nobody's your boss. You're your boss. So I'm just here for support and whatever that looks like for you. So if you're not sending your happy birthday messages, I get messages back all the time from those that says, my birthday message goes like this. Hey Jen, happy birthday. I hope you are having the best day ever. And I know that this is going to be the greatest year yet. I don't know. It's pretty generic and I can copy and paste it. Okay. It's nothing. It doesn't mention thrive. It's just like, hope you're having the greatest day ever. If I know him, I'll mention their kids if I know them personally and be like, oh, I hope Peyton and Nick's doing good, and go on from there. And I can't tell you how many times somebody has reached back out to me and said, you know, I've been meaning to message you about Thrive. Can you tell me what you're doing? Just from me messaging them first about their birthday. So super simple, super, super simple. So another one is if you are on Instagram, building your following, if you can go and follow 50 new people a day, go for it. Do what you can do. I use an app called HishHash. It's HISHHASH. So it's called HishHash. And basically what it is it generates hashtags. So like say like I post about goats. I can go in and type goats and it will give me all kinds of different hashtags that people use for goats, and I can add them. And then when I go to make a post, I pick the topics the post is about. So say that I'm doing like a goat post. I'll pick the goat topic, the farm topic, and then hit shuffle, and it will copy those to my clipboard and change up the order of them every time, and I just paste them in the comments. And I get new followers from those hashtags all the time. And you can have as many categories as you want. Like I have one for keto, I have one for motivation, I have one that is for fitness, before and after photos, weight loss, like farmhouse. Like I have like different categories. And you don't want people following you who are just interested in one thing. You know, like if you're like, for instance, I'm in a golden doodle group, right? So I can't tell you how many times on Facebook I'll go and comment on somebody's picture of their golden doodle, and I'll be like, oh my God, your doodle looks just like my doodle. And we'll strike up a conversation. They start looking at my profile and ask about the sticker on my arm and my pictures. Or they start following me on Instagram for my doodle, but they're seeing when I sprinkle in Thrive. So that's how you're gaining new followers who have similar interests to you, and they're not, you know, health or weight loss or Thrive or Beachbody or whatever it is, but things that you're interested in. I do that with keto groups. I live in a manufactured home, so I do it with manufactured home groups, doodles. That's why I post about different things on Instagram. Like I post about my farmhouse all the time, because then farmhouse people start following me and they start seeing my Thrive sprinkled in. So that's why I'm all like, I have like 5 things that I rotate and post about all the time, because I want to draw people with those interests in, because they're going to like what I post on Instagram and they're going to stick around even through the Thrive post. So next, I am going to tell you to use your stories. If you're not using your stories, you are, I mean, that is such a huge chunk of views that you're missing, because I get more views on my stories than I do any other social media platform. I say reach out to your auto shippers before their auto ship runs. And I told you that these are kind of random and I have a lot of them. So that's the reason that like they're kind of not going like seamlessly. I didn't build transitions in between these, okay? I'm just giving you a list of IPAs. So reach out to your auto ship and say, hey, is there anything that you want to change? Do you want to maybe upgrade your DFT? Do you want to add balance? You know, when I do that, I bet you 85 to 90% of my people upgrade their order every single month. And you have to go into that with a mindset of abundance. You can't go in afraid to message people because you're afraid they're going to cancel their auto ship. You have to go in, and another thing is too, you should be messaging them a couple weeks before their auto ship runs to make sure their experience is going good. And that way, if there are any problems, you're fixing them 2 weeks before their order is to run again. You know, they're fixed when their order is going to run. So you're not worried about them not ordering again, because if they had an issue, we're already good. We got it taken care of. So I also like to send out thank you cards, and I can't do it to everyone all the time because one, I have crap handwriting. I'm thinking about hiring someone to help me with them. And two, like I have arthritis in my hands. Like I hate I hate writing things. But when you get a handwritten card from somebody that says, thank you for doing this journey with me, they're automatically invested. I don't know anybody that doesn't love a handwritten card. So that is something so simple, cost you like 50 cents. You can sit down and do them, you know, you can knock out 10 a day or something, or 5 a day, whatever your goal is. But those thank you notes make people feel so appreciated. And if you don't have their address, just say, hey, I wanted to send you something. Could you give me your address? Nobody ever has a problem giving you their address when you say, hey, I want to send you something. Like they're like, heck yeah, I'm getting something. So I always say when you wear your DFT, make sure it's visible, because it starts conversations all the time. I cannot tell you how many times during a wedding the past few months where someone has seen my DFT and asked about it. Every single wedding I've been at, someone has seen I usually wear them above my ankles because on wedding days I sweat really bad, and that's the one place I don't sweat. But somebody, every single wedding asked me about my DFT. The last wedding I was at in North Carolina, I came home that night. I sat down with someone at their table during the dinner. They asked me about the DFTs and said that they had seen, and it was someone I knew, and they said that they had seen the weight loss pictures and stuff. And they, the next day, messaged me, and they ordered for the husband, the wife, their daughter, and their daughter-in-law. 4 orders from me sitting down at that table and them asking me about Thrive. And that it's just because my DFT was visible, the topic came up, and me and Jason both sat there and was telling them how great it was. They were hooked. And now they're both having a great experience, and their daughter and daughter-in-law are too. So that was 4 new customers, and all I did was sit down and have dinner with them at a wedding. So super simple. If you're coming to me and you're like, I don't know what to do, I can't get anybody else thriving, I want you to go through and help your customers thrive for free. So if you don't have customers that are thriving for free, work with them and help them. You do the work. Say, just bring me 2 people and I'll do it for you. Just bring me 2 people that you think would have shown interest or you think would need Thrive, and I'll do all the work. You don't have to do anything. And get them thriving for free. And that's how you build your customer base. Because that, even though they use the other referral link, that's still your customer. So everybody thriving for free, and help them do it. If you're not smart sampling and you haven't watched my smart sampling video, please, please, please go watch that. I think it's one of the better videos and most helpful videos that I probably have put on our YouTube, because as far as like the sampling goes, it's the thing that when I'm on other people's Zoom, they have seen that video and asked me to talk about the most, is sampling. I have 100% turn rate for samples. And I'm not saying that in a bragging way. I'm just saying that it works. Like if you follow what I have said in that video, like it's going to work every single time. So if you are not finding customers right now and you need to get people going, let's get them sampled, and always make sure that you get that free account before any product goes out, because you don't want to do all the work and then somebody else get the sale. So we have been doing a lot of promos lately, and I actually had someone change my mind on this today. And just like I say, create value for your product, I'm half wondering if when we run sales and that it says $35 off for anyone who orders today or something like that, I'm wondering if we're devaluing our product. And what I mean by that, and I'm still thinking through this with you guys right now, so I don't know if this is how I'm going to be set on it in my mind yet. But someone said to me, I don't run sales out loud. And what they meant by that is they go to their current customers and say, hey, if you bring me a referral today, for every referral you bring me, I'm going to give you $10 in credits. They don't put it out there for everybody to be like, gosh, I'll just wait for the next sale. They go to their current customers and say, hey, bring me your referrals. For every person who signs up and orders, you're going to get $10 today. Or you could even, there's so many ways to go messaging people, going through your people who have made free accounts and haven't ordered yet, and being like, hey, I remember that you made a free account. If you order today, I'm going to give you $30 off. And messaging them privately. And I don't know, I haven't tested this, so I don't know if it's going to work better, but I think that we should try it. I think that this week we should go through our people who have made free accounts and haven't ordered, or maybe someone who's stopped ordering, and just see if this works. I mean, it can't hurt. And stop putting out there on Facebook or on Instagram, $35 off today, and see if when we stop taking value away from our product, it doesn't help. So this is more experimental for me right now, and y'all are kind of doing it with me. So that was another one. Running promos for your promoters and helping your promoters with credits as well. When your promoters that you have signed up make sales, it helps you guys just as much as it helps your promoters. So if you have people under you and you have credits, whatever you're doing, offer that to your people too. If you're going and telling your customers, any referral that you bring me today, I'll give you $10 in credits if they sign up. Let your promoters do that too, and send credits to your promoters and help them do that as well, because their success is your success. And if anyone needs help with that and wants to get with me and needs credits, get with me and I will help you with that. I have no problem. Whatever y'all want to do. If you have ideas, please, please, please come to me. I'm never going to just shoot your idea down. I want to hear your ideas and what you need. So your free accounts, you can always go through your free accounts that haven't ever ordered, message, reach out. That's something that you can do. That's an income producing activity. going on your stories, doing live videos. Jeremy, you have been doing so good, you and Heather both, with your live videos. I'm so proud of you guys. And I love that you're picking like random topics and it's not always Thrive related, but you always have your Thrive in the background. And I love it. Like, you get A plus 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 plus. Like, so good. So you guys are killing the live game. Like, you're doing way better than me on lives because you guys are way more consistent with it than I am. So super proud of y'all for that. And oh, this was another one. God, I'm sweating. It's all these lights. If I turn this off, is it too dark? You guys can still see me. Okay, so another thing that I do all the time is I intentionally create content. And what I mean by that, I go set, you guys see this thing, the stand right here? I go set this stand up, I set my phone in it, it has a little remote, and I take my picture. And anytime I actually put on real clothes and makeup, I make sure I set my stand up and I take my picture. And that creates content. And I'm super intentional when I'm posting, like the shirt being tucked in post. Okay. When I took that picture, I knew I wanted my shirt to make sure it was tucked in because I wanted to talk about the fact that I tucked my shirt in. So be intentional when you're creating content. If you need to go out in the yard and have your husband or wife take pictures of you for 5 minutes, then do it. Create content. And because people want to see you, they're going to relate to you. They need to know who you are. They need to get to know you because they're going to trust you before they trust Lavelle. I already said, help your other promoters with credits. Oh, adding your customers and potential customers to the Living the Thrive Life group. Are all of you guys in that group? If you're not in that group, just message me after a while and I will make sure that I add you to that group. Jeremy, I just saw your comment. Yeah, I saw they added 2 new auto ship dates today. I think it was the 10th and the 20th, right? Are those the 2 new dates? I think so. Anyway, so that's going to be even more auto ships, even more reaching out, but that's good because we're going to keep in touch and that's more residual income. So that's actually a good thing. 3-way calls and messages, y'all, third-party validation. When somebody has an issue, the first thing you should do is get them on the phone if you can. If you can't get them on the phone, get them in a message. Because I'm telling you right now, if they're having an issue, they lost trust in you and they need to hear it from somebody else. I do it anytime, and I get them on the phone with Jamie, and Jamie talks whoever it is off the ledge and establishes trust in me again. Because if they don't realize they're detoxing and they've been in the bathroom for 3 hours, they are going to be like, Jasmine, I thought you said this was great. I haven't been able to move out of the bathroom. Like, what is happening? So they've already lost trust. I put them on the phone with Jamie and Jamie's like, yes, girl, that's a good thing. You're getting all this bad stuff out of your body. This is good. And she can talk them back down. And third-party validation is how I save all of my customers. That's how I keep my customers going, is getting them on a phone call when they have an issue. Before and afters are my most successful posts by far. It's not even a competition. And if you don't have before and afters, you can share mine, you can share Jeremy's, you can share Jennifer, Shalina's, Kim's. We all have our before and afters, but I also want to say before and afters don't only have to be weight loss. You may have a photo where you are looking salty as heck. Okay, you are just looking salty, and you could put that beside a photo where you are happy and it is radiating through your pores, and talk about your mood and energy change in the past 4 months or however long you've been thriving. It doesn't always have to be weight loss, you know, thrive. And financially, I mean, a lot of you, if Thrive is helping your family in a financial way, it's not taboo to talk about that. You can't say how much you're making. You can't make lifestyle claims, but you can say, you know what? It's really nice to be able to go to the gas station and not have to check my balance before I fill up my car. Something as simple as that, because you know that Thrive has put money in your bank account so you don't have to check it when you fill up your tank with gas. So think about posts like that. I feel like I can't make posts like that, and anybody, like, I feel like people think that my photography business, and I came into this with some type of like golden silver spoon in my mouth. So I feel like if I made a post like that, people would talk crap. I don't know. They may not. It may be in my head. But but if you can like genuinely make a post like that, then do it, because that's going to bring promoters to you and people who are like, hey, I could use some extra gas money, you know? And if people think that they can't afford this as a side hustle, then clearly they need this as a side hustle, you know? So, I mean, you gotta offer it to them somehow, you know? Okay, so go through your free accounts, haven't ordered, reach out. I've already said it. Before and afters are my most successful. Oh, and people who have stopped ordering, those are reach outs too. Don't stop interacting with their posts because they stopped ordering. Even like, don't be salty because they're not ordering from you, because chances are, if you keep interacting with their stuff and showing them that you love them, even if they aren't thriving with you, they're eventually going to come back around. So don't be mad that they stopped, and keep going. Okay. Maybe they weren't in the right mindset for this journey yet. So just keep going. Don't give up on people. When you go through, people on social media comment and interact with their post. And here's something that I'm going to tell you to do. And when I don't know if you guys have heard of Brandy Panson, but she is a 200K leader in West Virginia, but she's like up near Fairmont, Morgantown area. And she's not on our team, but she and I have like become like friends, and we talk a lot. And I sent her today, I said, what are your favorite IPAs that you do daily? And she gave me a lot of good ones, and I think she's actually going to come on our Zoom next Monday. So I'm not going to tell you everything that she told me, because I want her to tell it, because she's really good at it. But one of the things that she said that I do want to tell you guys tonight is, and this is going to sound mean, but go through and unfollow Thrivers. And the reason that I'm telling you to go and unfollow other promoters is because when you are liking and commenting on my stuff, when you're liking and commenting on Chelsea or Jeremy or Jen or Kim's, Facebook thinks that those are the posts that you want to see. So what is happening is you think everyone is thriving, but that's not the case. You just keep liking other Thrivers' posts, and that's all that you're seeing. So if something happens and you're like, why doesn't Jasmine like my posts anymore? This is why. It has nothing to do with you. I think you're all fabulous. But if I don't like or comment on your post, this is why, because Facebook's algorithm is only going to show me Thrivers, and I want to interact more with non-Thrivers. I want to interact with the people that I can get on Thrive. So I'm going to tell you, and if you do want to see what I'm posting, then just go check my Facebook. You know, I mean, just be like, wonder what Jasmine is up to. But you can snooze me. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Or you can just scroll by when you see my post if it's about Thrive. So, and here is the thing I'm going to leave you with tonight. I've already kept you 5 minutes longer than I wanted to. But this is going to be your challenge. It's going to be a week-long challenge. And I want you to go, hi, Nick. I want you to go for the next week. And when you make post, don't mention Thrive or Lavelle in your post. Don't mention the word Thrive. Don't mention the word Lavelle. Change it to, don't talk about the names of the products. I want you to tell your story and make people want to know and ask questions what you're doing. And when you do talk about Thrive, put it in your stories. So that's just, I know Jamie has started doing that the past couple weeks, and she said that's worked really, really well for her, and she's getting a lot of feedback from it. And when you do talk about Thrive in your stories, one helpful tool is to do the polls. And like, for instance, where treat meal came out, I did a poll and I said, who's interested in treat meal? And I made the answers, or I said something like, who needs this? I won't tell, or something like cheesy. And and I made the options, the answers. It was, oh my gosh, yes, I need this. And the other one was, yes, girl, send me info. So there was no option to choose no. Like if somebody voted, then they were getting a message from Jasmine. So I went through and looked at those results, and every single person who messaged or who voted, I messaged them and said, hey, I saw that you voted on my post that you were interested in treat meal. Let's get you set up. And it works. So those are my income producing activities. I don't know if y'all are doing those yet. Maybe there were some new ones. I know there were some ones that I've already said. But hopefully when you're sitting here thinking, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to get anyone else, that these are things that you can always fall back on. Adding new people to your Facebook and then interacting with them, non-thrivers, interacting with non-thrivers posts, so you start seeing more non-thriving posts. So when you put up a post, anybody who comments, respond to their comments. Don't leave anybody commenting on your stuff and not reply, because that's going to deter them from commenting in the future. Chelsea, are you, hold on. I see Chelsea's name coming up, but it's on Facebook and I don't have Facebook up. If it's to me, just put it in the chat in here if you can. You don't know how. Well, just unmute yourself.
Okay, I'll just unmute myself. Is Hish Hash free?
Yes.
Okay. And it's just for Instagram or any kind of social media?
It's for Instagram.
Okay.
I personally don't post hashtags on Facebook. I don't know. I think that it looks
I don't think Facebook is caught up to the hashtags yet. I think they're a little bit behind.
So I use Hish Hash for Instagram, and it works really, really well. And I try to update those hashtags often. And I always have different categories, and I'll mix them up. And I get a lot of new followers that way. Also, I know in the very beginning, I told you another thing that I do is I go through and I do I think it's 5-3-1. You do 5 likes, 3 comments, 1 follow. I've told you guys that, right? And so you go on Instagram and find people whose accounts that you would like to follow yours. And you go and you do 5 likes on their post, like pick out 5 different pictures, do 3 comments, and then 1 follow. And usually that'll get you, hi, that'll usually get you a follow back. So, all right. So does anybody have, oh wait, she asked if Hish Hash is free. Oh, thanks. I'm so behind on the comments. Okay, so does anyone else have any questions, concerns? Is there anything that you are dealing with right now that I am not covering for you?
You recorded this, right?
I did.
Okay, so you're going to upload it like you always do because you're awesome?
Yeah, it might be tomorrow because I am actually on another Zoom tonight. Hold on, I'm going to stop recording so people don't have to hear this.